don't know if it's still on YouTube, where Double Lift learns to play Jinx.
Yep.
And I think it was Afromu or someone who actually asked him to level up Zep first, and he not once hit a single Zep at all.
Oh god.
It was hilarious. Super hilarious. And we may just see a level 1 fight with SOF actually just walking in. I do not know what he was doing. He just decided to walk in there, did not pop the Dark Flag, took a chunk of damage from his health, and both teams just decided to back away.
But that was a rather weird moment as well. You know, he just decided to walk into the brush casually, and instead he got a few, you know, damage spells onto his face. And this time around, you know, Full Lewis, they are gathering up, and they are quite persistent in, you know, carrying out their, oh, what's happening here, attempting to reconnect.
Yeah, no issue here, no pauses or anything, but it seems that they're not going to meet each other. Wait, they may just meet each other in the mid lane. Lolita actually spots them out, and BKT just happily to walk past the entire team of Full Lewis, and Full Lewis is not going to respond to this at all because SOFM has decided to back. And speaking of which, since Jinx is actually one of the newer champions in the league, what are your favorite builds onto Jinx that you have seen so far?
Well, I have seen some rather special builds. I think one of my favorite and the most funkiest one is the sort of the divine build onto Jinx, which, you know, gives her that, you know, guaranteed crit damage. And the thing about Jinx is that her crit damage will...
Fishbones.
Yeah, Fishbones. On Fishbones is just so deadly because it's AOE.
Yeah, big fan of Jinx. And I like to point out this. How much do you love the wards?
Right, you mean the ward skins?
Yeah, the ward skins.
Have you seen the Draven one?
Oh yeah, he kind of pops up his head and ting, he smiles. It's that little sound that comes out. So we have regular buff starts, Warlock starting on his red buff, and SOFM starting on his blue buff, taken down extremely low. And look at the trade coming in from both the top laners. We are gonna see a lot of action in the top lane. Lolita being extremely aggressive, as well as Kaiser.
Oh.
So great damage coming out from Sek, showing that he has that command as Graves in the early stages of the game.
Something I want to point out as well, like we were mentioning about it pre-game, is that, you know, Graves is kind of the champion where you want to get in the face of your opponent.
Yeah. And,
you know, just fire off your buckshots. But at the same time, you know, that kind of just sets things up for you to go in with perhaps like a fireball or even, you know, drop pivots down onto Sek. So I guess there's that risk factor there for Sek when he wants to go in for the...
Oh, it seems that we are actually lagging.
We are frozen in time, ladies.
Frozen in time. So it's not the players lagging this time, it's the caster computer lagging a bit. So we're actually back in... No, we are not really back. Minions are moving, but the champions are not. So a little bit of a lag coming out. I'm not very sure what the problem is, and look at that. We actually have SOFM and Warlock kind of duking out the jungle. Don't know if this is because of the lag that actually moved him all the way there.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening, probably.
Yeah, the direct camera is actually still moving around, so I expect that some action still moving on. And actually we are back into the game. We saw Shin being taken out very low, Oriana picking up the first blood, and Warlock is now in trouble as SOFM actually used the Dark Flight passive, uses the Dark Flight to actually pick up the kill and flashes away immediately.
Right, and meanwhile at the bottom lane we do see Violet, a huge chunk of damage, probably Sek and SKLZ, putting a lot of pressure, and rightfully so as well. You don't want to let Jinx have their early game dominance, especially during the lane, because it's just going to spell so much trouble for you.
Nobody understands.
And this time around we do see Sek and SKLZ continuing to apply pressure, and rightfully so. And now Lolita forcefully taking and, you know, forcing Kaiser back into her base.
Yeah, so great job from both sides. I mean, BKT manages to pick up the first blood onto Full Lewis, but Full Lewis responds as SOFM actually uses the Bloodwell passive to come back up and just destroy. I think it was Warlock, allowing him to actually get more of that buff. So it seems that we are still lagging. The spectator mode still kind of lagging a bit, and Warlock actually manages to get away after being spotted out in the jungle. Sorry, not Warlock. SOFM actually manages to get away after being spotted out by Warlock.
Right, so this time around we do see Sek and SKLZ going back. You know, despite having the advantage at this lane, but Violet now having the extra Doran's Blade, so a better trade potentially. Intresso now still facing off against Shin here. And what do you think of this Oriana Syndra matchup?
the Oriana Syndra matchup is the matchup I like to say, involves a lot of balls.
Ballsy plays, definitely.
Yeah, but the thing is that I feel that Syndra is a better champion to actually, use that zoning control, especially since he can kind of use that. The more Dark Spears Syndra is able to put down, the more threatening she actually is come level 6, and especially with the Scatter the Weak, may be able to get that stun off easier, whereas Oriana has more of a control ball positioning where you can use the command attack to actually place and do proper zoning. So it's kind of up to a very skill-based matchup, because at the end of the day, the unleashed power can also be blocked off by the shield, the command protect coming in from Oriana.
Right, and I think this spills over to the team fights as well. So it does look like both Intresso and Shin they have very different objectives when we go into the team fight phase, because Intresso would definitely want to be the one to kind of zone out and maintain that area control, whereas actually we do have some action up in the top lane.
Yeah, and action in the mid lane as well, as both junglers actually come in trying to pick up a kill on the mid laner, and we actually have Shin not really managing its mana resource very properly, and SKLZ taking a lot of damage from Violet, actually stepping down onto the Flame Chompers, and the amount of damage he's actually taken is a lot, and Lolita just trying to bully Kaiser out in the lane, even willing to dive the turret a bit, take one turret shot just to put on some more damage onto Kaiser.
But I think it's a danger zone for SKLZ here.
So, whoa, in the mid lane we actually missed out that kill, and it seems that SOFM just got taken out. He did not have that Bloodwell passive, and this allows Oriana or Intresso to actually go up 2 kills ahead of the opposing mid lane.
Right, so actually BKT, this bottom lane duo, they have to just watch out for what's coming up ahead, because once Violet hits level 6, the super mega death rocket will definitely fly through to try to zone in on their face.
Yeah, and not forgetting Mew, the Tibber stun coming in, they can easily just take them under turret, and look at that Zap. Zac being taken down extremely low. He does not have any potions in his hand. He does have that Vamp Scepter though, as well as the Doran's Blade, so he's hoping to actually put in some auto attacks, hopefully to get his health up. And Shin in the mid lane having a little bit of trouble. Intresso now the one with being slightly low on mana and deciding to back off. And we actually have the little counter jungling coming here, and we may see Lolita and SOFM actually pick up the blue buff.
Right, and meanwhile more action down at the bottom lane, and Violet is now level 6 with the super mega death rocket ready and available. Should he choose to go in to finish off Zac, but
yeah, basically what Mew want to do is to actually come in with the Flash as well as the Tibbers and follow up with Jinx on the outside with the Super Mega Death Rocket, and Kaiser dealing out with Lolita. Having the minion advantage is definitely going to help Kaiser, because these ranged minions actually do a ton of damage.
Right now SOFM now securing the bit buff for himself, so actually for SOFM he hasn't had he did have 1 kill, but he hasn't shown much presence in the game just of yet. And the same thing goes for Warlock as well. And I really like his using Warlock.
So you're a big fan of the name Warlock, huh?
Right. It's just a mythical class as well, and bringing that back into League of Legends just, I don't know, kind of shows how big of a fan of Lord.
Yeah. Damage over time OP on Warlock, but this time it's just Jarvan, so it's going to kind of be burst damage coming out from Warlock himself.
And I can kind of relate that to a Warlock as well, when he jumps in with the Cataclysm.
Yeah, and actually we have some action coming out in the top lane. SOFM forces to pop the ultimate. Lolita as well. The knockup only hitting Kaiser. The Ignite will actually take down Kaiser. SOFM still has that passive up. The Dragon Last actually managing to take out Aatrox. SOFM being the one able to get up the kill, and the flash coming in from Shin, he may be able to pick out the kill, and a great scatter enemy actually pinpoints, snipes out Intresso itself. So we will go into a replay. Let's go for the replay.
Right, we do see a lot of slam dunks going down here. Flag spear combo into Lolita and SOFM. Kaiser was taken so low already, and he will go down to that last tick of Ignite, but SOFM actually, still surviving strong with that Bloodthirst, and having that to finish off Warlock.
Yeah, that was actually a 3-for-1 exchange in favor of Full Lewis, so Full Lewis is going to be very happy with that.
Right, I always call, now that I've observed it, I'm going to call, Full Lewis the team of clutch plays. What happened in the mid lane was that he was about to go down already, He went for the flash, went into the brush, denied vision away from Intresso, and in turn used the,
yeah, he put down the dark spear and used the scatter to make to snipe out Intresso, so that was a very good play coming out from Shin.
Very good mechanical awareness.
Yeah, and SOFM is definitely going to be very happy. Sorry, I kind of fumbled on his name there. We actually have a gang coming in, though there are no wards to actually spot it out. Mew may come in with the Tibbers, the flash Tibbers as well, and as I speak, my direct camera decides to go away because, Intresso decides to actually kind of back off from that lane. And the duel at the top lane is still ever continuing. But because of that rotation, we actually have Violet left alone in the bottom lane, forced to fend off against these three carries. So BKT definitely want to put as much damage onto the turret itself, but Violet having the fish bones on the Q is able to clear out the wave as fast as possible. So the turret not taking as much damage as BKT would hope.
That's something that we haven't actually talked about as of yet, which is Jinx actually has excellent wave clear potential. With that AoE damage, you are able to clear out the waves rather quickly, and that will come into play as well as we scale into the mid and late game, when minion pushes and the progress of your minions kind of actually matter quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely, and it seems that the item pickups from Kaiser is something quite interesting. He may be going for a rush for the play of the Ruin King first. He's not winning in lane, but still wants to go for more damage. And they feel maybe Jarvan could be the tank of the team. It could be enough of the tank for the team because he's able to build that Spirit of the Ancient Golem and be the frontline tank, whereas Kaiser is hoping to go into the Dragon's Descent, deal as much damage as possible, and try to wreck face at the backlines.
Right. That's a rather good point there, as we do see Chloe is making full use of what they do have now. They do have the knowledge of where BKT is. Started work on the Dragon, but it doesn't look like the Bangkok Titans work. There we go, Flag Spear combo into the Cataclysm on Warlock, but Shin actually finishing Warlock up in that exchange. Violet is left untouched, and this time around Shin will pick up the double kill.
And that damage coming out from Intresso. Violet hoping to make the plays, unable to. Kaiser in the top lane getting Lolita extremely low. A little bit of minion block there, so Violet still chasing on the sec. Will she be able to get the kill? She actually gets the flash to actually catch up the sec, able to get the kill, and seems that they may want to start the Dragon. Mew very low. The super mega death rocket hits Intresso, manages to use the the command protect came later, and he survives with just 53 HP. So we now have Tibbers going down to the Dragon, and Violet hacking up the Dragon, hopefully able to take the Dragon in time before Warlock is actually able to come and respond to this. Yes, they do take the Dragon, and this pulls. Actually, we have a replay coming in for the Dragon fight.
So this is precisely what happened. Full Lewis started work on the Dragon first, and FKLZ and Warlock not exactly, putting their wombo combo to full use here. As we do see Warlock going down to Shin with that Dark Sphere being popped on him, and SKLZ goes down in the process well, with Violet just sticking his back to her with the fish bones, and the damage coming in from Vessel was too much for Shin to deal with, and exchange he went down in the process. Sax took out SOFM, and Violet at the same time just left untouched, and because of that he was able to fire at will and eventually picking up Shaq as well.
Yeah, and while all that was happening, I just saw an amazing play in the mid lane. We actually had Shin going head to head with Intresso, using the unleash power onto him, and finally SOFM over the wall uses the Dark Flight and manages to put that slowdown, picking up the kill onto Intresso. So great play there in the mid lane.
And there we go. Sack now taking a ton of damage from Violet there, and with the Zap to just keep him in place now. Mew, will he be able to lock it out? Yes, he does. So Violet getting excited again and picking up another kill for himself.
Violet has been, positioning himself in a very good spot lately, and actually the action doesn't just stop there. We have Lolita coming in with the help of SOFM, but Warlock is there as well, taking a bunch of damage. The Cataclysm comes out, hoping to pick up SOFM. Kaiser unable to pick up SOFM as he uses the Dark Flight. The Ignite manages to wear off. The Burnout coming in, hopefully Kaiser is able to get it. Still surviving, barely with any health left. He just standing at the side, dancing out. Dark Flights in, uses the slow, hopefully getting onto Kaiser. Lolita the one with the Sunfire Cape burning, and finally able to pick up the kill on the Kaiser.
Wow, SOFM with the calculation of the year award. Not
Then
only
SKLZ
surviving.
on the side with the Super Mega Death Rocket Mew.
gosh.
The fear actually comes out saving SKLZ's life, and Intrezo coming in from the side. Let's see if Intrezo can make any plays in the bot lane. Sec as well. He's on the side as well. Uses the Flame Chompers. The stun coming out to Intrezo. Nothing happens in the bot lane. Great play overall all across the map.
I think SOFM must have been, saying his prayers.
Yeah, and here's the replay from Intrezo. As you can see, Shin coming out with that spear, uses the scatter to make to hit the stun, and finally flings the minion over, and there you have it, the unleashed power, and you will see the Dark Flight come in, and then finally the kill being picked up. And as you may not have seen the kill, but definitely before that, Shin picked up the kill.
That's right, and that play in the top lane, the SOFM surviving once
and oh my goodness, Shin making the plays again. The command shot with completely airballs, but he still seems to be able to get it. And in the bot lane itself, there are some action going on. SOFM punishing Sec here, and the Violet getting excited, being able to get away from the clutches of Warlock.
Oh, there
Fiddlesticks goes down, Warlock forces the flash. SOFM has that red bar still coming on, tries to get the flag last couple to get away, but SOFM picks up the kill onto Warlock. 4 kills for nothing on the side of Full Lewis. What a great play coming in. Kaiser now chasing Shin. Is Shin be able to get away?
Oh.
No, the burnout allows Kaiser to actually get it. Lolita is the one that comes in now. Will Kaiser actually survive? Will anyone try to cut off Kaiser? It seems that Mew may be the one going out with the stun charge up. Kaiser decides to turn around and run away from Mew actually. Hopefully Lolita is able to get it. Pops the dominance. The red buff tick will definitely slow down Kaiser. The Super Mega Death Rocket just airballs, but Lolita managed to pick up the one-on-one kill onto Kaiser. Oh my goodness, so much action.
Do you need an oxygen tank now?
No. I cannot be compared to D-Man.
And there we go, we do have a replay of what happened. Shin going in with the plays with their flash to try to slow Intrezo down, and like you said earlier, the shockwave completely misses, and you have to give credit to Shin, that was the scatter to me just bringing him away with the range.
And as that replay happens, I don't think we can go into any replays this game because the amount of kills that is coming out. We actually had SOFM and Mew camp in this brush here and just destroy Sec as he walked, tries to walk and change lanes. That Full Lewis just being the campers of this match. They control the jungle and they just get all the kills. And look at their goal lead, it is 11,000 goal hit at 17 minutes. Lolita being such a beast, going 4-1-2, and not forgetting Violet 3-0-4.
That's right, and the Super Mega Death Rocket as well. And there we go, more actions across the board. Now Warlock jumping onto Lolita there, and BKT still jumping in with 3-man action up in top lane. Cataclysm gets used, Lolita now, and with the Cataclysm actually backfiring on them, as we do have the once again the burst damage coming down from Shin, just enough to take up Warlock. Intrezo now has to back up his entire teammates.
Yeah, so basically they trade 1-for-1 top laner for jungler, but I don't think Neolution Full Lewis wants to stop there. They may just go 4-man down and try to get the turret.
Right,
or either that, it may seem that they're going for a dragon play.
You do mean the Baron Nashor?
I mean the Baron Nashor play. Jeez.
And they are in a position where it's difficult for them to contest, and once again a replay of what happened, and look at that amount of burst damage just taking him down with SOFM and Mew with the combined effort.
Yeah, it seems that they are able to take down this Baron easily, and with Lolita already coming back up from that death earlier, all 5 members of the team are gonna get Baron, and they are gonna maybe try to steal this blue buff as well.
Right, I like what Violet did a minute ago with the Super Mega Death Rocket. He knew for a fact that Warlock kind of dubbed it up and locked his teammates in with the Cataclysm, and he just made full use of that with the Super Mega Death Rocket to blast 3 members of BKT, and because of that, SKLZ went down in the process.
Thank you, Warlock.
Thank you, Warlock.
Yeah, so much action going in. We actually have 25 kills in 19 minutes. That is insane.
Right, that explains for the fact why you have been kind of in need of oxygen tank now, isn't it?
Not just yet. Not just yet. I'm extremely happy because all my projects are over, so I'm like, yes, I'm ready to cast play by play. Let's do it. Let's do this.
And I'm looking at the items which Violet is having now. He does have that Swarm of the Avarice completed already. He might go for a stack shift. Oh, I got it wrong, man. It's the Avarice.
Yeah, Everest blade. Yeah, and actually we have Lolita and Violet picking up the dragon. Lolita has the blue buff on herself as well, and the other blue buff is actually been given to Shin. So 2 blue buff. There.
The blue bluff,
the blue golem buff on the side of Neolution Full Lewis, and they managed to take down the turret as well. So SOFM just using the Dark Fire to go in. He knows that he has his passive up, and they're just gonna wheel onto the turret, willing to tank out the turret a little bit. The Zap actually hits the Dark Spears also coming down, so that's gonna be very dangerous for BKT. They managed to take out the turret, and Kaiser goes in. The shockwave comes in on both people. Warlock comes in as well. Managed to burst down Violet immediately, but Warlock is in a little bit of trouble. SKLZ taken very low. Lolita at the backline racking face. SOFM still has his passive up. Now the passive goes down. Sek forced to flash away. Intrezo forced to flash away, and Kaiser forced to back as well. So that was a 2-for-1 trade in favor for the Neolution Full Lewis, and they will take the inhibitor. What a great fight.
That's right, and you know, that comes with the... I think that was the best of situations that BKT could get out of that. You know, having that ball delivery system finally, you know, coming into place. And
more plays coming out. Sek taken out extremely low. Lolita flash in and uses the culling to actually... Not the culling, actually. Uses his skill to take down Sek. And then Kaiser nearly taken down by the unleashed power of Shin. So Neolution Full Lewis might be staying a little bit too long. SKLZ taken out extremely low. The fear coming out from Lolita. Will they be able to catch Lolita? The Dark Flight comes in. The knockup actually misses. And Lolita maybe... No, it doesn't seem he's... Is he gonna get away?
Yep, he does look like he will get away with the bear buff as well.
Oh my goodness, the one auto attack coming in. And SOFM now running away from Kaiser as well. So we just saw that the Super Mega Death Rocket did miss, and Kaiser still trying to get onto SOFM. Mew charging up his stun. Will he be able to get the Dark Fly across the wall? Yes, he does. And he just recalls here in the Dragon Pit. But the fight is not over. Warlock taken down extremely low. Kaiser trying to chase Shin. Will Shin be able to make some crazy plays on Shyvana? Against Shyvana, the Flame Breath misses. And the Dragon's Descent actually comes in. Will they be able... The shield actually comes in, but Kaiser may go down. Right. Very, very close.
Shin just made, you know, possibly the dodge of the game. Just dodging away that Dragon's Descent, and you know, even though he did went out in the process, but at the same time, he picked up a kill. And this is the replay of what happened. The ball delivery system catching out Violet and Lolita in the process, and Warlock following up with their back spear combo. But at the same time, SOFM at the back zoning Intrezo all away, you know, so that he can't maintain that ball control. And Lolita as well, popping in so much damage with the dominance as well.
SOFM got flew down from the ceiling. That was really funny. I'm sorry. That was freaking hilarious. Anyway, we saw how... But that was really hilarious.
Forgive us.
But we saw how fast Violet got kind of melted down in that fight. The shockwave come in, and Warlock just used the knockout combo to just completely melt Violet. And the entire of Neolution Full Lewis is now 22 kills in comparison to the 10 kills, 7 turrets in comparison to the 2, and 45,000 gold compared to the 31.4 thousand.
That's right, and they do have, you know, a lot of item advantages as well. And once again, SOFM, is he going to jump onto Intrezo? No, it does look like this time around they will be calm and, you know, look for the perfect opportunity to go in.
Yeah, and they're actually chasing onto Violet, but uses the Flame Choppers to kind of zone them out, so that's all that is.
You sound disappointed.
Yeah, no action.
Well, it does look like, you know, Full Lewis kind of want to slow things down. They do have the goal lead already. I guess they just want to kind of find the right opportunity to go in with the tables and even, you know, just scatter the make as well.
So no blue buff onto Shin or Lolita. They can't really spam their Dark Spears or the Zap. So sieging this turret is going to be slightly harder. But the blue buff has actually respawned, and I expect Shin to actually go there to the blue buff very shortly. Yeah, actually I actually saw him walking up, so I just decided acting smart. We actually have SOFM trying to push the minions into the base. He's gonna definitely, he's gonna be able to heal up with his Ravenous Hydra and the Bloodthirst as well. But actually we have Warlock going in at the same time. Kaiser using the Dragon's Descent. The Dark Flight comes out. SOFM Bloodwell passive is already up. Kaiser goes down. As well as Fiddlesticks, and it seems that they're able to get 2 kills off there and losing no one. Lolita continues to go in. Let's see if he manages to get the stun onto Intrezo, but no, the dissonance prevents him from following up at all. and it just seems that not SOFM, but the entire full Lewis is just going to brute force their way through after picking up that 2 kills, 6 inhibitor turret, and the inhibitor.
Right, and
it doesn't seem that any of the action is stopping anytime soon. Because Lolita's going in, the Black Spear combo comes in, SOFM escapes with just a sliver of health, 65 health. Lolita forced to back off as well. And where is Violet? Violet is still at the back end trying to punish some of the turrets as well. And BKT is unable to get a clean initiation at all. And
there we go,
Flash Spear as well as a Shockwave.
Wow.
SKLZ managing to pick up the kill onto Shin, taking the blue buff away. So that is extremely good play. But in that entire time, BKT has lost all inhibitor turrets. That is not good at all. And with the Baron coming up in 5 seconds, I expect Full Lewis to actually try to go for that Baron as soon as possible.
And that will be, undoubtedly the final push for the game because of the, goal advantage and the item advantage as well. But this time around, it does look like BKT are the ones that want to kind of go for a desperate Baron.
Yeah, we look at the Mao, move things coming in. Yes, it seems that the ward will come in. Kaiser able to take out the ward. SOFM camping from the side. Does he have his smite up? Yes, he does. Warlock have his smite up? Yes, does as well. A super mega death to catch in. Warlock actually comes out, tries to catch SOFM on the side, but Warlock takes way too much damage. The Dark Flight comes up, knocks up Sek. SOFM tries to go for the Baron smite, but the Baron is not low enough. But still, Mew gets an amazing 3-man Timbers. Lolita comes in and picks up the kill onto Fiddlesticks. Sek forced to run away. Uses the flash. Lolita slices and dices across the wall. Will he able to get the kill? The red buff is now onto Sek. He actually just stops there.
He actually went down to
Zap. The Zap.
Yeah, the Zap if I'm not wrong. And actually, if you ask me, that was a pretty good fight. Almost going into the way of, BKT there, but the power of Tibbers was just too much for BKT to handle, and that eventually gave Lolita the double kill.
Yeah, and this might just be the game for Full Lewis.
Right, it does look like it's gonna be a game for them.
Warlock is back up, the Shockwave comes out to Mew, but wow, Lit, you see that
they call the mate just bringing him back, knocking him away from the Flag Spear combo. And it does look like, even though BKT is almost at their last dying breath here, they will put up an amazing fight.
And Violet on the outside, able to pick up most of the kills. Sek coming back up, hopefully getting the consolation kill onto Lolita, but Violet just dueling Sek at his fountain, and the super minions are just waiting on the Nexus. Full Lewis for the win.
So it is going to be Full Lewis with the victory here tonight.